Roper, I want you to start us off.
Oh, okay.
I want you to be like, welcome to the Pop Punk Emo Supremo podcast.
Welcome to the Pop Punk Emo Supremo podcast.
No, not like that. Do it
Not
again.
like that?
Do it again.
Do you want it more aggressive?
More energy.
Welcome.
Nope,
No.
that's nope.
It sounds like a radio commentary.
Here, let's do it all together.
Okay.
You and me at the same time.
Yeah.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Welcome
to
to
the
the
Pop.
Pop-
No, what the fuck, Roper? One more time.
All right.
One more time. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Pop Punk Emo Supremo podcast. Oh, okay, you stuck with it.
There we go.
All right, guys. This is our first episode.
First one, dude.
Pretty excited about this. We got some awesome topics to talk about, but because you, the listener, have no idea who we are, it's not like we're common names in the scene.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I figured we'd give us a little bit of an introduction. What are you thinking?
Well, I'll start off by introducing myself. My name is Roper Crippen. I am from Des Moines, Iowa, and I love pop punk.
Holy shit, dude. I have such a similar story.
Really?
The only difference is that my name is Hunter Talbot, and I technically didn't grow up in Des Moines, but it's a really small town outside of Des Moines.
Yeah, I guess I kind of lied because I grew up in a small town outside of Des Moines, but
What small town did you grow up in?
Carlisle.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Every time I ask you that, I literally know this information. I can't get into it. So I just wanted to start us off by saying how we got into pop punk. Roper, how did you get into pop punk?
Okay, so I think I was about 10 years old. Actually, let me backtrack a little bit. Because when I was younger, my parents were really heavy into music. So we had everything from Pearl Jam, country music, and then they bought Americana by The Offspring. And I heard Pretty Fly for a White Guy. And I'm pretty sure that was the first pop punk sounding song that I listened to.
And all the girlies say I'm pretty fly for a white guy.
Solid track.
As a kid. And then as I got older, I remember singing all the small things with my babysitter and stuff when I was a kid.
All the small things, true care, truth.
About the time I was 10 years old, I heard Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous by Good Charlotte. And that was kind of an album that changed my opinion on music at a young age, and then also kind of shaped me how I was towards music. So I give credit to Good Charlotte for turning me to a pop punk kid.
Let's give it a round of applause to Good Charlotte. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Good Charlotte.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything you've done.
All right, how about yourself?
Oh, Roper, I have a story. My parents were not really music people, and they exclusively listened to country music. So it's like super kind of hard for a lot of people to understand how I got from country to pop punk.
Yeah.
And I don't quite know it myself, but I give credit to when I was younger, I received a Dreamcast. And there were games like Crazy Taxi, Sonic Adventure. They had like rock, pop punky music. The Offspring also being like I think the only band that was on the Crazy Taxi soundtrack.
Yeah, I think that first Crazy Taxi game was just all Offspring and maybe some ska music.
Yeah, I can't remember.
You kind of have to. A lot of people our age got into Tony Hawk Pro Skater too, and that has to deal with a lot of pop punk, ska. Little hip hop, but you know.
Yeah, it's funny. I never played those games until I was like older, and the new one dropped, and it had a bunch of songs on there, and I literally bought it for the soundtrack. I was like, I'm not into super like skateboardy games.
Yeah,
and it's mainly because I'm not good at them.
Yeah,
I've hardly ever stepped on a skateboard. Although I'm a poser because I have one in the corner of my room right now.
See that in the corner.
Literally hasn't moved since I put it there.
But yeah, you kind of have to give credit to a lot of people, or to Tony Hawk and a lot of people our age. That was their introduction into bands like Goldfinger, Millencolin, a lot of early punk stuff too, like Circle Jerks and Suicidal Tendencies, stuff like that. A lot of people wouldn't even know without those games. So I credit Tony Hawk as well.
Yeah, whoever picked the soundtrack for it.
Like probably all the skaters.
Yeah, honestly, that's a good point. Yeah, because there's a lot of skate music.
Yeah.
I think eventually after the whole Dreamcast era, I found myself listening to 3 Days Grace. I will not die. I'll wait here for you. And the Fray, which are two very different bands, but I love them both. Eventually, I bought a Zune off of, actually, ironically, Roper's cousin, before I even knew Roper. And Zune had, like, ahead of its time, basically what Apple Music and Spotify is, where you can, like, download music for, like, a monthly fee. And so I super indulged in that. I picked out the Fray, 3 Days Grace, eventually leading me to Some 41.
Oh yeah.
And I have no idea. I knew I listened to them before, but I had no idea from what. Probably the American Pie soundtrack.
Dude, to be honest, any movie that came out from 1999 to 2005 had Sum 41, Lit, all that early pop punk music, commercial pop punk music, but I mean, that's a lot of our introductions into it, you know?
Is Sum 41 commercial pop punk music?
I wouldn't consider it anymore.
Yeah, definitely nowadays.
Yeah, I don't know. It was really, really popular from like 1999 to about 2003. Then that's when it started dying out a little bit. But then you get this swell of bands like around like 2005, 2006, you get Day to Remember and Mayday Parade, stuff like that kind of rebuilt the scene for kind of where it's at today. A lot of these bands are still going today, which is great.
Except A Day to Remember. I mean, they said they were going to release an album like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but they're under a little hot water right now.
What did they do? Oh, wait. Is it about the allegations and stuff? Oh,
yeah, they haven't really spoke on that yet, so I can't imagine them dropping anything soon, and if they do, good luck to them.
Yeah, fair enough. Dude, that's a topic for like another episode.
Yeah.
I actually want to get into that eventually.
We'll skip past that today, but...
But anyway, from there, it just kind of went from me discovering band after band. A lot of it streaming services, a lot of like Facebook groups and stuff that really enjoy the scene. And just here we are, you know?
Yeah.
I think we've come a really long way.
It's exciting to see what pop punk has done for both you and I, with you playing music and then us eventually starting this, you know?
Yeah, it's honestly, and it's so fun to like think back what I was listening to 5 years ago compared to what I'm listening to now.
Yeah.
And also just how far the music scene's really come in a long way. I think we're going to move on to our next subject. Are you ready, Roper?
I am ready.
All right. So we just want to give a little bit of a shout out to new singles and albums that came out within like maybe the past couple of weeks or so.
Yeah, within the past month.
No reason. Hey, Roper, how about you give me your first one?
My first one is Big Vibe by Seaway.
It's a big vibe rushing over from your
I've been really excited for this album to come out all summer since I heard Big Vibe. Seaway is one of my favorite bands, and they just seem like genuine good dudes, and they put out great music. So
super. What do you think?
I need to give it a few more listens to get back into it, but I can definitely see myself getting super into it eventually.
Yeah, I feel you there. I'm gonna go with mine real quick, Roper. So a guy goes by the name of Jer, or Jer. He is super well known for being a part of the band We Are the Union, and also his project Ska 2 Network, and super great ska punk guy. Super talented in just about everything he does, and he's just now starting to release singles for his album. I believe it's going to pop up next year sometime.
Ooh.
So the most recent one he dropped was Breaking News, Local Punk Doubts, Existence of Systemic Racism. I always fuck up with that.
attention, read all about it. We're dropping light.
And then a little while ago he released a single called R/Edgelord, and they're amazing. I love them. If you like ska punk music, I highly recommend giving them a listen.
Definitely check it out. I heard it for the first time before we started recording, and it's a definite recommend for me too.
Is it a bop, Roper?
It's a bop, dude. It's a bop.
So what's next, buddy?
What I got is Grayscale's new single.
Dude, he's smiling right now.
I'm smiling ear to ear.
Can't stop me from dancing. Can't keep me from glooming. Welcome to my.
Okay, personally, I can kind of groove with it. I like it, but Hunter does not like it.
It is a big fat no. I think they released one of the most fun poppy pop punk records.
Oh, absolutely.
Which the name escapes me currently.
Adornment is their first full length album. That one's really pop punk, and then you can kind of tell in Nella Vita that that's a great album. That's one of my favorites from 2019. But
yeah,
like,
same. It's catchy. It's well produced.
So good.
Then they released an EP of like some acousticy kind of things they did with Nella Vita.
They did, yeah, a reimagined type stuff, which I liked.
Yeah, I was down for it. I'm not gonna ever say no to stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. And then they released this. Then they released this. I don't even know like what to call it, to be honest. I think it's more of a dance beat
it's
or
a pop
club
song.
music.
It's a pop song for sure.
It's disappointing to me. I gotta say, I hope that their whole next record isn't gonna be like that. If they want to release a couple pop musics or pop songs and hit the radio with it, go for it. But give something to me. I really liked your last album.
Yeah, I did like that pop aspect from Nella Vita too, because some songs like, oh shit, what's that song called?
We're so unprepared.
In My Arms is a good song. That's kind of groovy. And then, like Desert Queens, kind of. All these songs are really poppy.
Wait, what are those off of?
Those are off of Nella Vita.
No, they are not.
Yes, they are, dude.
I'm so uneducated.
Yeah.
I literally just put the album on, push play. I don't even look at it anymore.
Yep.
But I remember when it first came out, and I was all about it.
Oh, it's so good.
I was kind of mad at myself. I'm like, you're supposed to be a punk, And I got those fucking pop punk jams just going with me right now.
Yeah. Don't be ashamed of what you like, dude.
Oh, I try not to be, but I am at the same time.
I've got plenty of guilty pleasures, so.
It's very true.
Yeah, what's your second?
I did have a second one that we're both gonna talk about. I'm gonna move to the next one. Keep Flying released a new single called Late Reply. I can't look you in the eye. If you call me, there'll be no reply. A huge fan of this band. They're releasing their first full-length album sometime in December.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
nice.
Super pumped for that.
That's exciting.
Highly recommend. Another ska punk song. They're not like as much upstroken or anything like that. It's just kind of like rock music that you can call pop punk with horns.
Yeah.
And I think that's a super awesome appeal for myself, honestly. Now, Roper, what do you got, buddy?
Our third one is we both kind of came together on this one. We'll give you a little background. Hunter and I are really big Wonder Years fans.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I met him, he asked me one of my favorite things, and I said pop punk music. He's like, "Oh, really? I like pop punk music." Then he asked me what my favorite band was, and I said the Wonder Years, and he literally grabbed me by the hand and showed me to his room, and it's all Wonder Years decorations.
Dude, it was a bromance, and it's funny. I actually ran so fast, I slipped on the porch and bruised my side.
Yes, it spilled his drink everywhere. It was great.
There may have been alcohol in that drink.
Yeah, but Breakless by the Wonder Years, Jesus Christ, dude.
Bank sign out my window, slapping in my face, 'cause it's 7.
Dude, in love.
It brings me back to being 18 years old and hearing the Upsides for the first time and feeling like, why does Dan understand every feeling that I have right now? Because nobody else gets me besides this guy who's singing to me.
Dude, Dan Campbell is a saint.
He is a saint, but
absolute saint.
Just the throwback to the first two albums, like Breakless it feels like it could be a B-side off of both those first two albums, and it's just phenomenal.
I love the story. Do you kind of know the background about the song?
I don't.
Oh, so this is so fun for me to explain. So the reason why you think it's so similar to the Upsides and probably Suburbia, given you all now nothing, is because when Dan knew that he wanted to celebrate the 10-year anniversaries for those two albums, they're like a year apart, right? So he's going through old voice recordings and notes on his phone, and he's finding stuff he was writing back then in that time.
Oh, man.
So and Breakless was, some lyrics from that song were on those notes, and he's like, well, it would be cool if we recorded these songs, because there is one more song that's going to be coming out, I think in December, that is in the vein of those two albums.
Really cool.
So yeah, super duper pumped about that, especially the next song. I'm curious if they do a 10-year anniversary tour, depending because with the coronavirus and all that. Yeah, which is disappointing, but either way, I'm so happy to have some older sounding Wonder Years songs. As much as I love the last two records, I think those were records that took a long time for me to grow into.
Yeah, I'm gonna say with Sister Cities, I wasn't a huge fan of that right away, but
Same.
I mean, even 2 years later now, I just put it on today. I was listening to it, and it's not my favorite by them, but it's still really good, and it actually, like, I had to grow into it. But my favorite album by them is No Closer to Heaven. Front to back, that album is so good.
It I think it's funny because I could almost agree. I think Suburbia I've given you all now. Nothing's my favorite.
It's so good. Too.
No, dude, I'm such a liar. Actually, I can't tell you my favorite because it's going to be at the very end of the video.
Oh.
It's the Greatest Generations. I'll get into it later.
It's so good.
I think it's the perfect blend between pop punk and emo music.
Yeah.
And so that's why I love it so much. But yeah, Sister Cities took me a while to get into. No Closer to Heaven was such a different sound when I first heard it compared to the first two or three records. And I was kind of depressed. I heard Cardinals, and I was like, man, I like it, but it's not what I expected from the Wonder Years. And then eventually, after you listen to something enough, and it's like, oh, this is the Wonder Years.
Yeah, I think what song that hooked me the most off of that album that we're speaking of, No Closer to Heaven, I Don't Like Who I Was Then.
Mm-hmm.
That is like my ultimate pump up song.
Pump up song. It's funny because that was the only single off the record I liked right away.
Oh, really?
And then the rest took me a while to grow. I
Yeah.
think now, I don't know. I love the whole album,
It's so
front
good.
to back, except maybe the last song. It's such a weird song. It's like that acousticy song.
Yeah. Is it You in January?
No.
That's in
That's
the middle of it.
Yeah, but I like that one too.
Yeah, that one's really good. That was my friend's wedding song.
Oh, really?
Is him and his wife's first dance. It was nice.
If I ever marry my current girlfriend, we both like pop punk music, but she's not a big fan of the Wonder Years, which is, I could break up with her for that, but I haven't, I'm just waiting for her to do one more thing, like tell me she doesn't like Hot Mulligan. Oh, wait, she doesn't.
What are you doing, dude?
I'm killing myself on the inside. All right, well, I think that's all we got for what's recently came out and our side talk on the Wonder Years.
Yep, this could easily turn into a Wonder Years podcast.
It really could. I think we'd run out of material pretty quick.
Yes.
But anyway, let's go on and move to our pop punk related discussion of the week.
Okay. We are talking about Machine Gun Kelly and Tickets to My Downfall.
Now, Roper.
Yes.
This is controversial, my dude.
Yeah.
I want to know, and don't lie to me. Don't you dare fucking lie to me. Do you like this album?
I like songs off this album, but front to back, I'm definitely skipping through a majority of it.
Which ones?
The first couple songs, like, I don't know. I like what he's doing, but when it comes to, I don't know, I feel like he's phoning it in. And
just so everyone knows, this is not what he said last week.
I know last week I had a different opinion, but I actually listened to it some more, and I was just...
Here's the thing with Machine Gun Kelly, when you say phoning it in, I think that might be just the best he can do at singing.
Yeah, that's true, and I think that's my biggest problem with it, because when I heard him put out that Paramore cover, I'm like, oh, shit, he's putting a pop punk album out now. Like,
dude, I was kind of not upset, but I was like, why? Why is a rapper joining this game? And then the whole joke is Eminem like booted him out of the rap scene,
Yeah.
Which is like, I mean, yeah, I'll laugh at that the first 10 times I hear it, but I've heard it like 200 times.
But now that it's finally came to fruition, now you're just like, shit. But I do have an opinion though about what he's doing with it. Like, I did read somewhere where he was saying that he made this album to kind of boost guitar-based music and get more kids interested in instruments and starting bands and stuff, which a lot of music now on the radio is just computer-based.
Yeah, MIDI stuff.
Yeah.
Beats like that. I will say, if he accomplishes his goal, I would be an incredibly happy dude. I love I don't love this record, but I really do like it. I think it's got a lot of charm. I think Travis Barker with the
Travis
producer and
Barker
the drummer.
helps out a lot.
Oh,
dude.
if he wasn't on this record, there is no possible way it would have turned out as good as it did. It's just impossible. I really, because I think, first of all, he's a pop punk legend, and he's one of the only like really well-known names out there that's doing production that has also a background in pop punk.
Yeah.
So I think it's super important that he was on that record. I love it. I just want to go through my notes real quick because I wrote stuff down, Roper.
Yeah.
I want to say, so first of all, this is his 5th studio record, and his first as pop punk. So he had a rap career before, or hip hop.
Were you familiar with any of his hip hop stuff before?
While he was releasing the singles, I listened to some of his more popular tracks. I don't really get much into rap or hip hop. It's just not my thing, you know.
Yeah.
I can't really say much more than that. But I will say that he did have a couple of interesting people join on this record.
Yeah, his feature. I was gonna say most of the songs that I like off this album, maybe except for the Alien song.
You don't like the Alien
song? No,
song?
I love the Alien
song.
song.
That's my favorite song off it.
Upside down, upside down, upside down. My life is a roller coaster.
Most of the songs that I like off this album have all the features on it. So his song with Halsey is probably my favorite on there.
Close second.
You want me to forget you? Okay, forget me too.
But his song with Black Bear is starting to grow on me too.
I do like it. I just don't even consider that to be pop punk. It's just a pop song to me.
Yeah, it's got a catchy chorus, and I think that's why I like it.
I swear to God, I never fall in love. Then you showed up and I can't get enough.
I'll go through like the track list
Yeah.
here, and we can kind of give our personal opinions here. The first one, title track, so basically Take Us to My Downfall.
It's just the intro.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's a fun song. I don't think it's like, there's a couple lines in there that I was like, you know what, MGK, you're not the worst. I like what you have there.
Yeah.
Second one, Kiss Kiss.
Kiss Kiss is one that I was like, eh.
Yeah, it's pretty repetitive.
Yeah.
In my mind. It's not something that I'm going to go out of my way to listen to, but I have caught myself singing it a couple times because that's what repetitive songs are. They just stick in your head.
It's got that damn catchy chorus in it.
Mm-hmm. Drunk Face.
Drunk Face, I can honestly tell you one word from that song.
Dude, me either. I was just thinking, I was like, what's that song?
That's
I heard it.
It's one of the songs that I skip over.
Bloody Valentine. That was the first single he released. And when I heard it, I was like, I don't really see this being anything big or anything. Like, it was just a song. Like, I could hear from someone. That one
grew on me though. I had to listen to it a couple times.
Really? That's the one on the Tony Hawk soundtrack.
Yeah, that's what helped it too.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, all right, I guess I'll skate to this.
Then we got Forget Me Too with Halsey. That one's my second favorite.
That song
sure.
gives me super Paramore vibes.
Yeah, I can see that.
I love Paramore, but like, she comes in with so much aggression that it like makes me feel like she's a female Parker Cannon with it.
Oh, a female Parker Cannon.
Yeah,
what a great... and it's funny because she's only doing pop stuff, right?
Yeah, she's a pop singer.
But I read an interview where she was a big fan of, get this, The Story So Far in the Wonder Years.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of crazy that you said Parker there.
That's amazing. I instantly give her more credibility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think she kind of grew up as a scene kid. So it makes a lot of sense.
I could see that.
Then we got All I Know. I think that's All I Know.
Yeah, with Trippie Redd. Yeah. I like that one.
That's all right.
It's a pop song.
Yeah, that's the same for it. Then we got Lonely.
Lonely. I couldn't tell you.
Same. World War III. I think that was one song that I was just kind of like, I know that the next song I want to like a lot better, so I always skip it.
Yeah.
But then he does the Kevin and Barracuda. The interludes, I
fucking hate them, dude.
I don't like them from a standpoint of, I'm trying to listen to this fucking album, and then the Pete guy, what's his name?
Pete Davidson?
Yeah, Pete Davidson just shows up on this pop punk record.
Yeah.
So it just kind of blows me away. Concerts for Aliens, though, it's my favorite for sure.
Definitely a Blink song too. Like,
it's funny you say that. I haven't like exclusively listened to every single Blink album because I know the songs I like for the most part, and I didn't really hear it. I don't know.
That's just might be.
I know you're right. People on the internet are like, "That's just Blink music." And I mean, like, well, they got the drummer.
Yeah, I mean, you can't deny that, but.
Then we have My Ex's Best Friend. That's the one with Black Bear.
Yeah, that
super
one-
good producer.
I like that. I like that little pop chorus that they have in there.
Yeah,
it's super catchy,
good.
dude.
It's good. I won't lie. Jawbreaker. which is
Jawbreaker.
like, this song's called Jawbreaker.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, well, at least I know the title of this
Yeah.
one. Nothing Inside. That's one I can't think of.
I that's another one that there's one that's about his dad. That's really.
Oh, that
fucking
might be
sad.
that one.
Yeah.
Then we have a. We're so unprofessional. Banyan Tree.
Banyan tree.
Did I say it wrong?
I can't even read it.
Dude, I swear on my life, that's what it says. Banyan.
Banyan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Banyan.
Oh, it's an interlude. That's the one with Megan Fox.
Oh,
So
yeah,
not
where-
only do I deal with Pete Davidson, I got Megan Fox.
That one though, it's so fucking cheesy because he's
It
like,
is. They talk like they're high schoolers.
I know, and he's like talking about how she's like, do you even remember anything that you do? And
Yeah, he's
he's
like,
like,
of course I
do.
do.
I just want to know that I live this life to the fullest, man.
Yeah,
It's like, dude, you're 30. Like,
Dude, all these people have more money than I'll ever see, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
It's like, why do these people get the
yet
money?
we're still fucking making fun of them. So.
I know. It's okay. I mean, I think that's what happens when people get famous or
Yeah,
whatnot.
they put themselves out there.
Then they have Play This When I'm Gone, which is kind of a nice song to his daughter.
That song,
I liked it.
that's the open letter to his daughter. And I did see an interview about it yesterday, and it's a little heartwarming.
Yeah.
But it's kind of fucked up, the story behind it. Like,
Oh, there's a story. Please do tell.
I guess he got so fucked up that he thought he was gonna die, and so he starts writing an open letter to his daughter, and then they're gonna have a completely different song on as the last track to this album, and I can't remember which band it was with, but there was some plagiarism issues, so they ended up changing it, and Travis Barker convinced him to make this a song.
Oh, cool.
So thank you, Travis Barker, for this tearjerker.
yeah,
But
I needed one.
MGK, you need to take care of your daughter, not your fucking drug habits.
Ah, dude, I can't believe MGK's listening to this right now.
He's not.
Dude, I know, but if he was, it'd be funny if he's like, I gotta find all the people that are shitting on my
He's
music.
like, I'm gonna go fucking fight that Roper dude.
I love your song, you know.
he's got 2 feet of height on me.
Oh, dude, if we like stacked up like gnomes do, like you and I could fight him.
Oh, we
easy.
got him.
Yeah, we got him so good. Okay, I just had a lot of fun with that conversation. Okay, Body Bag featuring Burt McCracken from The Used.
All right, The Used.
I loved it.
In Youngblood.
Oh, Youngblood's on there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, Young.
To be honest, I like this song, but I wish there was a little more McCracken in it. Like,
An actual vocalist.
yeah, where you get Youngblood and like, I don't know. I'm not a big Youngblood fan.
I don't even know what part of the song is. I'm sure if I heard it back, I'd be like, oh,
I-
of course.
you could hear it.
Yeah.
You could hear it, but
I-
it's all right.
Is he a rapper, right? Is that why I don't know
Yeah.
him? Okay, so it's
Yeah.
like a lot of names on here I don't know that people would be like, how do you not? It's like if someone's like, I don't know who Blink-182 is to me, and I'd be like, okay.
How do you not? But like
Mhm.
Youngblood's like this English guy, and he dresses super emo and weird. But I find all of his music obnoxious.
Oh, well,
But
you gotta
so-
fight him now too,
yeah.
Roper.
I'm so opinionated today.
Do we have Hangover Cure? I'm not sure if I remember that.
A lot of
one.
these bonus tracks, because he put out this album and then the next day he put out the bonus tracks.
Yeah, what a weird
So-
way to do it. Usually wait at least a few months.
like a
but-
month or half a year to do it. But a lot of these bonus tracks, I listened to the album all the way through the first day.
Same.
And then they put out the bonus tracks, and I only listened to the Black Bear song. Oh, wait.
Black Bear.
Black Bear song is on the actual album, my bad.
Yeah, how dare you? You got
I
the Burt
listened to the
McCracken.
Youngblood and Burt McCracken song
There you
after,
go.
and I'm like, where the hell is my Burt McCracken in The Used? But
I was kind of shocked they collaborated. I just didn't expect that collaboration. I'm happy with
No,
it. I
it's
think that was
cool.
one of the better songs
It's-
off the album.
yeah.
Let's move on to Split a Pill. That one's kind of a fun, punky song, pop
Yeah.
punky song. I'm okay with it. Can't Look Back. I think that's the one I didn't. I don't know, man.
Like I said, once he put out a lot of these bonus songs, it's just like, I'm
Yeah.
kind of over it.
the thing is, if I can't remember a song from your. It's probably wasn't very good.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna come back to it.
Yeah. Then he released a couple extra ones. Misery Business cover that he released before the album even dropped, and it's just kind of funny. I remember hearing it and like, I'm a vocalist and I'm not a good vocalist. I'm a bad singer, and so I know how to detect auto-tune or some type of program.
Just the fact that he just went for it though. Like
I mean, props to him.
I respect him for that, but
I enjoyed Travis Barker on the drums more.
Yes,
than I did him singing,
I was
though.
more so interested in hearing that, but.
And then we got the Bloody Valentine acoustic, which is pretty.
I heard that one yesterday, and it was alright.
Yeah, I'm not against it. If you're gonna release more songs, there's never gonna be like a moment where I'm like, don't release more music.
Yeah, quit giving me more content.
Yeah, give me options. So anyway, give me your final thoughts on this lovely MGK record.
I am 50-50 on it.
50-50. I think I'm more of a 70-30. I like most of it. I think it's super important for it to be number one. It's going to bring a lot of a lot of more people to the scene.
Yes.
That's what's important.
That's a positive for me too. It's going to get more kids to start playing guitar, start playing bass, start playing drums, to start singing.
Mm-hmm. And the guitars on this record are awesome.
Yeah.
I can't say one bad thing about that. I don't know about
that. Don't you see his pink guitar right there, dude?
Oh, I see. I see it all right. I don't know if I've seen it. I saw him play his music video with Halsey drop not a long time ago, and I was watching. There's a part where he's strumming the guitar, and I'm like, that's not what's happening.
No.
So I don't know. I don't want to shit on him because I'm happy that he came into a new scene.
I thank him for coming into the scene and actually inspiring younger people to actually follow their dreams and start something new that they might not have ever thought to do, pick up a guitar. I mean, this is why we're here,
It's overall good thing. Not going to be disappointed.
Nope.
Although Roper says it's a 50-50 thing.
It's 50-50. It just depends on the day for me.
Yeah, that's fair. I can't disagree with that. All right, well, let's move on to the next thing.
All right.
Our next topic, album recommendation of the week, where we pick one album and 3 songs off that album to recommend to you guys, the listeners. What are you thinking, Mr. Roper?
Okay, so a couple weeks ago, I came across this album called Self-Care by a band called Yours Truly. They're from Sydney, Australia, which their scene must be starting to blow up out there because this is the 3rd band that I've heard of from there that is phenomenal.
Do you know the other 2 off the top of your head?
The other 2 is, I want to say, Between You and Me, and then I'm blanking on Stand Atlantic.
Oh, Stand Atlantic. I knew that.
Yeah.
And those were he says 2 female. This is a female vocalist.
Yep, this is a female.
I haven't heard this record
yet. Vocalist. And it gives me some early Paramore vibes. And I keep talking about Paramore today, but
it's MGK's fault.
Yeah, it is. The first song off that I'm going to recommend from this album is called Siamese Souls. It's really catchy, really poppy. I enjoy it a lot. I mean, I recommend this whole album, but I'm going to give you 3 songs to listen to.
Favorite 3?
This next one's called Funeral Home. And I really enjoy this one as well. It's upbeat, but it's kind of sad too. I don't know if it's about a friend or a family member, but I need to actually read the lyrics and figure it out. And then the last one is called Composure. I highly recommend this album. I think I've listened to it every day.
Every day?
Since I've heard it.
So. I creep on Roper's social media stuff because he always posts songs. I'm like, dude, don't know that one. And I'll start listening to it.
I mean, that's what it's there for, is for other people to find the music that I enjoy. So.
All right, so I'm going to move on to mine.
All right.
Roper knows this album very well, I'm sure. That is The Greatest Generation by the Wonder Years. I wanted to do one of my favorite records by one of my favorite bands for the first episode because I have so much to talk about it. Earlier I said perfect blend between pop punk and emo music.
Yes.
I think over time the Wonder Years have been leaning more towards an emo sound, which I don't know if you listen to their first record.
Yes.
And yeah, it's easy core.
Easy core's got the synthesizer in it, Let's Mosher size.
Think what their music sounded like compared to now, and it's completely different.
I think if I would have heard them now, and then tried to go back and listen to them when I first listened to them, so that was about 10 years ago, I would not have been able to do it.
Yeah, I can't blame you. I can't blame you. I mean, this is super controversial. I like it. I like the first record. I think it's fun.
No, I love it. I love it just because I grew with it.
See, I didn't. I found it like in a weird way.
Yeah. So this album came out at a pretty critical time for me too. Like 2012, I was going through a lot of stuff.
Dude, same actually.
And this and the Things I Can't Change by The Story So Far came out around the same time, and just these two records were on repeat for me. Greatest Generation, I think it's an album about growing up that I think I was starting to feel like, what am I doing here? I mean, he says it in Passing Through a Screen Door, you know?
Which leads me to my first recommendation of the
Oh.
album.
Cigarette smoke dances back in the window, and I can see.
Jump
I
in
got
there.
you all figured out, dude.
I think it's one of my favorite songs they've ever made.
all
It's
time, dude.
comes out so strong and simple, and then busts into this like fucking epic song. I can't.
Yes.
There's no way I'll ever be more impressed than with this record by them. And I think that's a shit thing to say because they're still releasing new music, but like there's just something about this record that it's nostalgic because I grew up with it when I was going through a hard time, trying to like figure myself out, I think, which is super cliche, but I think everyone does it in some pivotal moments in their life. And I think that's when this came out. The other songs I have off it are Dismantling Summer. I had a completely different meaning to the song when I listened to it. I took the lyrics and made it my own. And then when I was like, you know, listening to Dan talk about it or reading interviews, and it's about his grandpa, you know, essentially passing, which is incredibly depressing and a big theme throughout all his music, honestly. So super great song, love it. And my last one is I had trouble picking the last one because again I think every song off this record is a banger, but I chose I Just Want to Sell at My Funeral. There's no way that a band could do it better. They took every single song off the record and they kind of combined them and then added extra little details and stuff to make this like 10-minute long song.
It's a fucking swan song to this whole album. Like,
I think it's a great way to wrap up the trilogy of those three records.
I never really thought of that as a trilogy just till now. And yeah, dude.
I definitely see it as a trilogy because like the next album's like a different theme almost.
Different vibe.
Yeah, I think their next album, whenever that releases, will be like that'll be the end of that three albums, and then they'll move to jazz music.
I'm still gonna be a fan.
I will too. I don't like jazz music that much, but there's no way I'm not gonna listen to the Wonder Years.
Yeah, this album was just so good, and it's something that I needed personally when it came out. And it's not even about growing up; it's about his grandfather and like. Them going through the Great Depression and like the Greatest Generation, essentially just them being people, and then it's just I can't explain how much I love it.
I love how much input you put on my record, and then you were like,
know,
"Here's mine, yours
like,
truly," and I'm like, "That sounds cool."
So, yeah, I know, but I didn't think you were gonna hit me with fucking Wonder Years, man.
Dude, I had to pick my fave, man.
Yep, that's cool, man.
So anyway, those are our recommendations. Let's move on to the next thing you might do. So at the end of every single episode, we like to give some notice to bands that aren't super well known in the scene yet, people that are breaking through. If you guys have a band and a song that you would like to be shown on this podcast, we'd be more than happy to post it. But Roper, the first one, I'm going to be a little conceited, my man. I'm going to do... can I do it?
Do it.
Are we doing it?
Do it. We're doing it, man.
So the first song is going to be one of my own. It's the only song I have released currently. It is called Self-Deprecation by my band Leaving Warren. Give it a listen.
Self-destructive bullshit I can't put myself through. Romanticizing the misery, what a fucked up thing to do. I'm staring in the mirror and it's so hard to rectify, but I'm standing tall, 'cause I've gotta get through this. This isn't where I belong. I can't keep doing this.
Thanks everyone for listening to the first episode of the Pop Punk Emo Supremo podcast. Roper, any final words?
Thank you so much for listening, and hopefully you guys come back and enjoy what you're hearing.
If you don't come back, we'll find you.
Yeah, we'll find you.
Bye.